All right, we can move on from that to the bipartisan infrastructure deal. There's actually some news on this. Democrats and the GOP that support the deal have signaled that they're close to finalizing the deal, which again is $1.2 trillion. Mm-hmm. I'm so tired of talking about this.
Oh, yeah. It's so boring, too. Like, It's literally just voting. Like, we also know no one has read the whole bill. Mm-hmm. It's literally impossible to read the whole bill.
Right, especially because over the past week or a few days or whatever it is, the Senate went through 300 amendments to the deal.
I'm pretty sure, like, Mayor Pete's mileage tax is still in there, or at least I couldn't find anything saying that they took it out. Right. But I know that Biden said he won't sign it if it's not in there. But that's like from March when it was bigger news about the mileage tax, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't really care.
The only reason I'm really interested in covering this is because it looks like the bipartisan deal will lead to the much bigger reconciliation bill, which is a really big deal for a lot of people. But the Senate voted to end debate on the bill and the 300 amendments on Sunday with a 68-32 vote. So a bit of a bipartisan cloture vote there.
Love debate.
In the Senate,
so much debate on the Senate floor.
Yeah, and the Senate's about to go into recess, so I think Chuck Schumer's goal is to get this bill voted on before that happens. Yeah. Just a reminder, this bill includes $550 billion of new spending, so that $1.2 trillion isn't all new spending, but it's going to be on roads, bridges, airports, ship ports, electric vehicle charging stations.
Traditional infrastructure.
Right, traditional infrastructure, all according to this MSDNC study that I found. So pretty simple bill. I feel like I don't really know if this will pass because I don't know if Republicans will pull a fast one and try to switch it up. But for the sake of the reconciliation package, I hope it does.
Facts.
While all of this is happening, though, progressives have planned their $3.5 trillion reconciliation package. Information came out on this pretty recently. It's reported that it's going to include a whole host of stuff, and I have a list. I'll go through it. It's going to be expansions of the paid family and medical leave, a buildup of child care programs, extensions to household tax credits, including the one that was introduced for the child tax credit during the pandemic.
Including the one that Jeff Bezos got.
Yeah, including that one. An expansion of Medicare benefits to include dental, vision, and hearing, and a reduction in the Medicare eligibility age, which is something that has been long needed.
Yeah.
An extension of increased Affordable Care Act subsidies, whatever. Universal pre-K, tuition-free community college.
Fire.
Tax incentives and grants to encourage the adoption of green energy, manufacturing, and transportation. Polluter fees on methane and carbon. Consumer rebates to encourage clean energy and weatherization in homes. And funding to increase the number of electric vehicles in the federal fleet.
Bro, that brings me back to Trump's Arizona speech last week where he said, "No more windmills," and the crowd cheered.
Yeah, exactly. No more windows either.
No more windows.
Like, what? Yeah. There's some pretty good stuff in here. I don't know specifically how far the green energy stuff goes. I can imagine it's insufficient. Probably.
100%. Because if it was anything sufficient, we'd hear just outrage about it. Outrage on outrage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's been outrage more generally about the plan happening. I mean, they've done their usual rhetoric, like calling it socialism.
They're deficit hawks.
Yeah, saying that they don't want to be bipartisan and stuff. But I feel like for the most part, there hasn't been a single thing in here that's like one central thing that's been attacked. Yeah. It's more so been like Democrats want to pass a plan without Republicans, which I don't think that rhetoric really works to rile anyone up.
And
like,
who cares? I've heard people calling it like they're trying to pass the Green New Deal, like sometimes on Instagram, you know?
Yeah, and I honestly, I haven't seen the specifics of what the green energy will be, but I can imagine it won't be enough because it never is.
Oh yeah, no.
But we'll see. For the most part, I am in support of this plan, and I think I saw somewhere that it's like the biggest plan since the New Deal when it comes for government programs. So good stuff. Real good stuff.
Reducing the Medicare eligibility age is pretty fire, and we should just keep reducing it.
Yeah, I feel like, well, that was Bernie's plan for Medicare for All, was just continuously reduce it.
Continuously reduce it till it hits 0.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they're reducing the age to be.
Isn't it 55?
I think it might be 55. Yeah. What is it right now?
65. It's
65.
60 or 65.
Yeah, because nothing bad happens that requires medical care until you're 65.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have an injury at 64.
You can't be disabled until you're 65.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, most of it's pretty good. I have a feeling that like if anything's gonna be cut, it's probably gonna be tuition-free community college.
Yeah,
because it's always the stuff that young people need that goes first, or universal pre-K. Even though that's probably not even the most expensive things in the plan.
No, that's some of the things I've heard most of the outrage about, especially a couple months ago. It's like around universal pre-K and like free lunches, like expanding free lunch and free breakfast.
That's only beneficial.
Yeah, it's only a good thing.
How are you going to be against
curbing food insecurity? Like, come on.
How are you going to be against getting kids food while they're in school? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Especially in low-income communities where they often eat maybe one meal a day.
Right, exactly.
Come on now.
I've seen Republicans go on places like Fox News and say that they're against expanding the food that kids have access to in school.
Oh, yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Taking hardline stances on it. And their supporters eat it up. Their supporters, mind you, that can't afford to feed their kids more than once, twice a day.
Right. The supporters in West Virginia that are literally just like the poorest in the nation. I don't know how you can like rally against this in any way. Like, it's such a simple... Why is that the policy they're rallying against?
All you really have maybe is to claim that they're deficit hawks, and who cares?
No, that's the liberal indoctrination, is giving kids food.
Facts.
That's
I learned in college.
Yeah, exactly. Chuck Schumer has said that the Senate could vote on this bill as soon as Tuesday, which is today. We're recording on Tuesday this time. With the reconciliation bill following short after. I am wondering how this is going to work out since Republicans clearly know what the play is. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a secret that they're working on a reconciliation bill to directly follow up the infrastructure bill. But I guess we'll see.
We'll find out soon enough.
Right.
Things will probably not be very great.
Yeah. And I don't know if this will affect anything, but Pelosi did make a rare strategic play where she said that the House is only going to vote on the bills when the Senate passes both of them. So they're not going to take up either piece of legislation until they have both in their hands, which is really good.
Which is cool. It puts pressure on Joe
Yeah,
Manchin.
Yeah, exactly. Not Biden. Never put pressure on Joe Biden.
Yeah, no, he's so old and frail.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like this is a pretty good strategic play from Pelosi. I'm wondering how it's going to shake out with the Senate being a fucking cesspool, but we'll see. The House isn't going to be able to vote on it until at the earliest September 20th, since they're in recess, so it's going to take a while.
Bro. Why do they get to go on vacation like that?
I don't know, the whole month of August?
The whole month of August, and basically all of September.
Yeah, meanwhile, all the working class is just slaving away
meanwhile,
all
people
year.
Are just dying.
All year. You get lucky if you get like 3 days of paid vacation.
Facts. Unemployment.
The whole year.
Unemployment benefits are being cut early in most states.
Oh.
While the pandemic is ramping up.
Right. The House and Senate both went, or the House, I guess the Senate hasn't done it, but they were scheduled to go on recess as the eviction moratorium was ending.
Oh my God. Yeah. And
Ridiculous.
then it almost didn't pass. And then didn't the CDC just step in and say, nah, this is going to keep going? Because I saw outrage about that. The CDC doesn't have this power. I don't care.
Well, what happened was, or not conservatives, obviously never conservatives, but progressives were calling on the White House to extend the eviction moratorium.
Cory Bush was camping out on the
they were protesting.
steps of the Capitol, right?
And the Biden administration, their answer is basically like, let's see what the CDC says.
Yep.
Like, the Biden administration has the power to just do it. Mm-hmm. But they're like, let's defer to the CDC. The CDC wasn't saying anything for a while. And then we allowed there to be a lapse in the eviction moratorium, so people could have gotten kicked out. And I'd
imagine people did get kicked out.
And then as of a couple days ago, the eviction moratorium was extended, I believe, through September.
And I think now it has additional fines. I don't know if these fines have always been there, but if you kick someone out, you can face up to a $100,000 fine. And if you kick someone out and that results in their death, you face a $250,000 fine, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is good. But the thing that I worry about with the eviction moratorium is that it seems more like a Band-Aid measure to me because
100%,
rent is still building up.
Mm-hmm.
Like the debt is still building up. And then when the eviction moratorium is over, you're just going to be crushed by debt.
Not only are
when you already can't afford rent.
Exactly. But not only are you going to be crushed by debt, landlords are going to change the requirements to be able to like rent out their properties. They're going to require you to have stable job history, like 2 years at the same job. They're going to require higher credit scores, higher down payments, more money down. Like, it's just going to get worse for renters. For no fault of their own.
Landlords are just leeches.
Facts, bro. Adam Smith said that.
Yeah.
Big capitalist guy.
Pro-capitalist Adam Smith.
The capitalist. Like, if anyone has the title of the capitalist, it's Adam Smith. He invented it.
Invisible hand, baby.
Let's go.
Invisible hand, baby.
The invisible hand can jerk me off.
But anyway, it is a good thing that the eviction moratorium was extended through September, and hopefully it'll be extended again because we will not be out of the pandemic by then, in my humble opinion.
It's not even projected to peak in September. It's projected to peak in like October, November.
Yeah.
Like, obviously.
Hopefully there won't be another lapse. I mean, if it wasn't extended, that's like, I think the estimate was like 3 million people are kicked out and homeless.
Yeah.
Which also is not good for a pandemic, mind you. Like that's only going to continue the spread and perpetuate COVID-19.
Especially
if people are alone on the streets without a place to live.
Especially when we see that the only way that we're like helping homeless people out during the pandemic, at least specifically in Las Vegas, is setting up camps in the parking lots of vacant hotels.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, exactly. At least, so going back to the reconciliation bill, and I guess the infrastructure bill too, is there anything that you think is like missing? Do we have any hope for the $3.5 trillion bill? Like, is it going to pass? What do you think?
I don't think it's going to pass in its current state. I think there might be like up to $1 trillion cut off.
You think because of Joe Manchin?
Yeah.
Probably.
Joe Manchin, Maggie Hassan, Kirsten Sinema, fucking whatever the other 8 people who voted against $15 minimum wage. There's no way that they are going to be for anything that isn't traditional infrastructure.
Yeah, and the thing is that if you're listening and you don't know, reconciliation only requires 50 votes to be able to pass. Well, 51, but Vice President Harris would come in and make that
the tiebreaker.
51st vote. Yeah, the tiebreaker. So in order for Democrats to pass this, they need everybody.
Yes.
And not a single Republican will vote for this because it's not within their interest to vote for a big plan. They don't care about people. So that means the Democratic Party has to keep everybody on board, including people like Joe Manchin, who has so far throughout this administration tried to sink just about everything.
Just about every good thing he's been against.
Right, exactly. So,
but also, like, we consider that we literally know that he's in the pocket of ExxonMobil. How is he going to feel about these new green energy provisions? I think it's up to $1 trillion is allocated to green energy.
Yeah, I think it's something around $1 trillion. And I know that on, oh gosh, I can't remember what news network it was, but he came out and was like, I don't know why there's so much climate in this bill.
Exactly.
So, and I can't remember if that was the original infrastructure bill or if he's talking about the reconciliation package. I guess it really doesn't matter. They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But he was saying that he doesn't know why there's so much clean energy stuff in there, even though, like, in some Axios interview, he was like, well, yeah, I acknowledge climate change exists. As if that's some, like, as if that makes him some, like, saint to acknowledge that science is real.
He said he acknowledged climate change existed, but he doesn't agree with, like, how we're handling it. Like,
I don't agree either.
Fuck? Yeah, same. I don't agree with you.
Yeah, I don't agree how we're handling it either, but I bet I would not agree with his take on how to handle it.
Allow fracking. How about more fracking?
More fracking.
More fracking.
More fracking allowed in West Virginia specifically.
Yeah.
Honestly, let's just cut West Virginia out of the United States, add D.C., and we'll be good.
Oh my God, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Dissolve West Virginia into D.C., cut Florida out.
There we go.
Then travel ban.
Travel ban out Florida. And you're like, you're in Texas while we're at it.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Make them secede from the union again. Round 2. So I don't know what's going to happen with this. I guess we'll just keep a watch on it. We're supposed to get a vote on the infrastructure bill today, or when you're listening, it'll probably be yesterday. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens.